Hey everyone, this is Genesis. I'm back with some real-time coding, and today I'm just kind of looking at Vcom AI and wondering what we can fix up before we release it. I think it's getting really close to where it needs to be. It just needs a little bit more testing, and I haven't had much time lately to really sit down and just work with it. So from what I know, it's pretty solidly done for this version, but I need to just make sure a little bit more. It's just always random issues. So I'm just gonna be doing some random situations with the AI and seeing how they respond and seeing how they work. And from there, I guess we'll have to see. So the first thing I want to test. Of course, we're gonna start the countdown. That's the first thing we're gonna do here. Bam. All right. The first thing I need to test is vehicles. This is one thing I am notorious for forgetting to test. Like, how do vehicles work with AI squads when they're mixed or when they're not? So what I want to test is I'm going to give this guy's a prowler. And I'm just going to put an enemy rifle squad down over here. So this is a mixed group. So we have infantry and light vehicle in there. I'm going to go ahead and just tell them to go attack over there. And I'm curious what the result is going to be. Now I added something here while they're running, getting just set up so I can kind of see a little bit more what is going on. It's messy, but that's okay, because it's messy because it's just debug text. So I always want to double check. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So let's turn this to 1 to enable the debug text. And I fixed up debug mode. You can see what it does. It kind of just puts text above the AI to tell us what they're doing. So they're thinking they're over there. I'm noticing something here, that the squad leader seems to be this vehicle. And I'm curious, do they hop in that? 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like they hopped in the vehicle. Well, that's interesting. So the waypoint, whoops, the waypoint's gone. Okay, what happens if I just give them a move waypoint? Solid copy. Okay, so they should still be in combat mode. So, okay, so if they are in combat mode, they will go. For some reason, the squad leader decided to hop in. That's interesting to me. I didn't know the AI did that. So I just gave them a destroy point. Now they're going. Sometimes it seems to. I've had this issue with vanilla AI. Sometimes if you strip away their FSMs, kind of happens. So he's going down the road. Now I want to see what happens once they spot them, which maybe should be soon. Oh, see, the AI are an interesting point. So they're not going to spot them until they get up the road a little bit further. Maybe pretty soon they might spot them. There we go. Okay, they see him. He hopped out. Wow. That guy hopped out quick. Okay, you can tell someone just got told to seek cover behind that position. Oh, don't ran over. Okay, whoa, they are angry. This vehicle is just charging in. Stop there. This guy's lagging way behind. Looks like he's trying to catch back up now. That vehicle more or less just destroyed them. Okay. So, there's room for improvement there. But is that worse enough for me to delay the release? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. that's just gonna take more time. Well, let's take a look at if I just place a vehicle down and tell them to attack a squad. I'm curious what will happen. Something happened when the AI jumped inside the vehicle. It just halted them. You might be able to hear my wife in the background. I'm gonna pause it really quick. Something's wrong with the shower. Okay, I'm back. She's fine. She's alive. Okay, let's start the timer again. Boop. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and put down a rifle squad down here. I'll put them a little bit further away. And I just want to tell this vehicle to go attack. I want to see. Well, they're engaging. I put them too far away. That's okay. They're engaging immediately. Okay. I'm noticing that with the destroy waypoint. Like they're kind of creeping. They're not exactly sure what to do. Because technically they have line of sight. They're stopping to engage. Now, let's go back down here. Oh, we just used a missile against them. Oh, he missed. Another missile out. Not even sure where that missile went. Another one out. Keep exploding back here. They're having a hard time hitting them. They're so far away. They're using lock-on missiles, I thought. I don't know how they're missing. So that's interesting. You can see they're being told to start moving up here. This is interesting. We have some waypoints set up, and it looks like they kind of just want to stick to the road, move up on the vehicle. And as I'm looking at this, I'm not seeing much movement from these guys. They're not being told to not move. And I'm not sure if that is maybe because technically they can see the vehicle. So they're trying to shoot at it, bring them down, and I'm also noticing this vehicle is not moving at all. So to test that theory, I'm going to go and take this guy and go wee and put him right over here. He's going to immediately move. And these guys, well, they start moving after a second or two. Okay, I'm just going to make sure he stays far back. Will they move? It's going to maybe take them up to 30 seconds or so. They're going to have to get told to move again. And in that meantime, I'm shoving this guy around being a big boldy. I'm going to double check. Okay, so I'm wondering if this combat movement script, I have it so if they see the enemy they need to suppress. Well, I have it set up so if they're within 100 meters, right, and they can see the enemy at all, they're supposed to stop and fire. And that gives me this debug message right here, enemies close, fire, fire, fire. However, if the enemy is less than 500 meters, I'm not sure why that's like that, then they should just try to do suppressive fire. Now maybe there's an issue with that right now. Like if I just tell them to move right now, will they start moving? That guy's stuck in a post. No, he likes it right there. Okay, these points are getting regenerated. Will they move? Seems like they aren't. And so I need to figure this. And this is what's frustrating. This wasn't happening yesterday. I sat down for like 20 minutes or so and just played around with it. I wasn't having this issue before, and now I am. So it gets, people have reported this. And there's just so many different ways the AI just gets stuck. So I need to figure out why they're getting stuck now. So they're being told to move. They're in combat. This is a position here. Maybe it's a force speed issue. So, whoops. So let me do this. X set or force speed -1. -1 means that they'll go whatever speed they want for all units. So maybe their speed is stuck at 0 somehow. I just reset it. Yeah, they're still not moving. Well, what if I put them to aware? Then I give them a new waypoint. They don't seem to want to move. So why are they stuck? So this is where it gets awfully frustrating. And see, these guys are like frozen in place. And these guys are moving. But it looks like they're being told to move to some point. Like they're just told to move right there. So why is that? Well, we know this doesn't seem to be a force speed issue. The suppressive fire usually doesn't have any issues like that. So it feels really rare that it would be one of those issues. Okay, because I'm telling it force speed it's supposed to be -1. And they can move, since they're stuck moving. So we know it's not this script. So I'm thinking maybe there's a script in here that tells them to seek cover. And it got really bad once I re-added in a system to make them seek cover quicker, and it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. So I want to see. Let's move to cover script. And I got to make sure that this is it. So what I'm talking about, just so you understand, is under danger identify. This FSM is constantly running on the AI, and it's kind of like their quick reaction. Like if they see an enemy, they hear an enemy, or hear an explosion, or see an explosion, or find a dead body, or if they're garrisoning something, like what's going to happen? So what happens is it immediately calls them to move to cover group. Okay, so move to cover group. If I go, try to find this under danger causes, move to cover group. You see this pitiful script, which is Vcom AI move to cover. So it is running Vcom AI move to cover. This is the right one I need to look at. Now, I need to check to see if this is the same one that is executed when they are moving, which I don't think so, because combat movement. And combat movements, so when they decide to move, that's where you see those circles moving around. It's because that's them deciding to move. Okay. It seems to only happen after they get into combat. See, they're refusing to move. Didn't have this issue before, now having this issue again. Who knows? So we're going to look at combat movement. So they use, what script do they use here to move? Oh, it's not combat movement. I'm sorry, it is. I think it's like move in combat or something. Let's see. Yeah, move in combat. So this uses fragment move to get a fraction. Okay, they use find cover pause. Okay, so something to do with move to cover is really messing with them. So maybe what I need to do, instead of having them move to cover, right, maybe I need to take a quick look. Just really quickly see what it's doing. So, I mean, I'm looking at this and there shouldn't be an issue, but maybe there is. So what I'm going to do is just completely remove this script as a test. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to pull up the proper folder here. Whoops. And I'm just hitting all the wrong keys today. Arma scripts. Let's define script here that I like to just redefine functions on the fly. And what I'm going to do is just redefine it to be blank. I'm going to double check this, make sure it doesn't need to pass a variable. It doesn't. Okay. And what that will do is it's not going to fix this group. I'm going to need to reset it up. Okay, so I'm going to delete this group, delete that group. I'm going to try to do a similar setup and see if it changes. So we'll do cars, prowler armed. Alright. And then we'll go over here and put rifle squad down again. Over here real quick because I want them to make sure AI gets activated fully before I place them down. Okay, that should be more than enough. Bring them back. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to tell these guys to move up to here and see what happens. Let's see if they open fire. Do I see them? Well, I don't really see them. Okay.
Target acquired.
Go and tell them to engage. And these guys should be now. Now they shouldn't run for cover immediately, like, cause that's what that script was doing, is forcing them to run to cover immediately. They're trying to shoot rockets at him again. My accuracy settings must be so low that they cannot hit shit. Okay, so you see they went down. This guy, and this is vanilla AI taking him over. You see there's no like yellow orb anywhere telling him where to go? That's vanilla AI is saying, for some reason, he's got to charge on in. Alright, look at him go. He's just got to fucking charge. He has to do it. Why? Who knows? So that is one thing that I'm gonna need to look at. Okay, so these guys, combat. Not sure. See, that was frustrating. Okay, sorry about that weird cut there. I had to go talk to my wife. Sure, everything's okay. So, yep, this was Mr. Charge-a-Lots here. Just decided that he wanted to really get up in the combat there. And I'm noticing there's a lot more vehicle movement happening. So it looks like these guys actually generated waypoints eventually. So they're moving up there. It looks like they're just trying to just cut across. And this vehicle, whoops, is surprisingly, it doesn't have any waypoints, but you see how it's just moving. Just destroy, which, wow, you can see he is not happy. He's actually... Are they out of ammo? Or is he just completely unaware? So, I see him aiming at... I'm not actually even sure what he's aiming at. Looks like he's not sure where the enemy was. They're opening fire. So the biggest issue I'm seeing now is I need the AI to be able to get to cover and not get stuck. Okay, and then the second issue is for some reason now a lot of these AI are way splitting off, and that I want to fix both those, at least for 90% of cases, before I move on. And look at this. They are all angry in there. Because a lot of these guys don't even... Bet they got his pistol for some reason. Yep. Yeah, we're never good at fighting vehicles. Especially when they waste all their missiles. Oh, so you can see this guy's taking too much fire. Looks like he's deciding to try to fall back. Well, he just went to a little bit different position. Oh. You can see the vehicle AI is something that's definitely been improved. The AI are being really aggressive. So double check something. I want to make sure. Yep. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Okay. I believe, there we go. Hmm. I'm gonna change this. If they get farther than 30 meters, they should be returning. And I'm gonna add a debug here that tells us that they should be returning. Turn to group. Okay. And I should probably put more code here. This will tell the AI to regroup. They have wandered too far. So hopefully that'll tell them to go back sooner. And now I'm kind of curious. Look at this. Okay, let's back out of this. I'm thinking, so the combat movement one seems to work. Not the combat movement, the move in combat one seems to work very well. But the move to cover script is messing everything up. So maybe we can make this easier by taking this cover pause thing, right? And this is just going to be, so what I'm going to do is create a backup of this file here. This move to cover is important because what I want to do as soon as they get into combat, I want them to move to cover. I don't want them to sit in the middle of the road and take that long to get into cover. That's just not feasible. So we're going to have this be a backup, just in case. We'll open that one up. And this one is going to turn into something else here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I realized I forgot to start this timer. That's okay. We'll take like 3 minutes off of that really quick. Oh, can I? Ah, it's fine. Worry about that later. Okay. So we're gonna grab this. Let's find the nearest enemy to this unit. Okay. Okay. So the reason why, there's a couple ways to do this. The reason why I just pull the nearest enemy unit and they have them always know is because if there is a variable you can do to see if they know about the enemy and know like which enemy do they know about, it's too slow for finding cover. If I have to wait for them to know where the target is before they run for cover, more often than not they'll either be dead or it's just too slow. I need something that's going to tell them where the enemy is generally located at. It doesn't tell the AI where to shoot, it just tells them where to take cover. So that is a little trick that I do. It does have downsides, like, if you shoot at them, they'll tend to take decent cover most of the time from you, even if they don't know where you are. My logic behind that is, I've never been in any kind of, you know, any kind of fight. My logic behind that is they can at least have some kind of rough idea where the bullets are coming from to some extent, and it's just also extended wise, just gameplay wise, I think it just makes for better gameplay than to have the AI seem too slow. So that's why the script just kind of finds the closest enemy. It takes an all-seeing eye, finds which one is closest to them, does a couple checks. So if the enemy doesn't exist, or if the enemy, this returns an array and not an object, so therefore not a unit, then it needs to exit. If the unit is nil, so it doesn't exist, then it needs to exit. If the nearest enemy is not alive, then it needs to exit. And if the enemy is greater than 2,000 meters, the script's going to exit. Because sometimes it's better to not just get in cover and have a different script take over from there. So, there we go. So we have, and that was all for just getting the nearest enemy, because this find cover pause requires the unit, the move to position, if they're garrisoned or not, and Vcom move recently cover, actively clearing. So some of these we're gonna have to kind of figure out how we want to do this. It's in combat movement or moving combat. These are all passed through this array, which we don't have access to that in this script, or do we? Let's take a look how this is set up here. So we pass actively clearing. We do pass actively clearing through, so we can pass that into the script. So we'll take that, and where it gets called is, I think, just right here. Move to cover group. Oh, that's right. It's move to cover group. Ah, see, this is where it gets called. Okay. Hmm. And I just caught another issue here, because with this, then, the AI. Yep, with this, then the AI will not work correctly. Okay, oops. Squally is no one checking. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Because I need to see if they are garrisoned or not inside of a building. I'm trying to think the best way to go about doing this. And I need to figure out, and this is what sucks after doing this for so long, I forget the variable names for everything I need. So I need to figure out, what was the variable that I used when, oops, I don't need all these open, or garrisoned in something. Because if they are, this one become AI garrison, so let's look at the garrison script. Okay, so we're gonna have to get some variables here. This is probably just gonna be the best thing to do, just to make sure, like if they're garrisoned, I don't want them executing the script. Let's also fix a different issue. So, we're gonna add that to the variable up here. And if they are garrisoned, then I do not want this executing at all. So that will stop it. Okay, it will return false by default if it hasn't been defined. This unit uses move to pause. The move to position. Let's see. So let's see how that in context works. Okay. Okay, so what if we do the take this. And this fragment move script takes the distance they need to move, and it cuts it down by a certain percentage, and it's like so they can move up slowly. And so I need to figure out where the pause comes from. Let's select 1. Okay. 0, 1, which is the waypoint position. And what if we just made the position? I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we're going to see what happens if I just make it the position of the unit. And actually, do we even need the fragment move here? I can make the move to pause just the position of the unit. Let's try that. Get pause unit. Okay. So we have unit taken care of, move to pause, become garrisoned, become move recently cover, actively clearing. This one we're just going to put false. Make them start inside. Okay, so if they start inside, they should also just exit out. Nearest enemy, call, find cover, pause. And this will find a cover position to get them in. Now, once we find that position, which is down here, we need them to move to it. So what I'm going to do is grab this debug code, and it's going to be lets us know where they were told to move. Bam. Okay. Oops. There's my friend. Okay, we got 5 minutes. You can see why some of these bugs take so long to fix. And I believe this is all inside of a spawn. So we have to be aware of how this was called. I think this is this was inside of a spawn function. So what we need to do is actually I need to grab all this. Because, and I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit. Actually, I just need to get rid of this. So if they can find a cover position, if it's not nil, then I want it to tell us where they move to. And bam. Okay. Yep. Should work. So, what this does is it finds a cover position. It'll let us know if we have debug on. And then they have 35 seconds or it times out if they don't make it. But while the unit is alive, and while the time of the mission is less than 35 seconds later, and the unit distance to the cover position is greater than 3, do unit force speed -1, unit do move cover pause. Once they reach that, they get set back to force speed 0. Well, once they reach it, they go unit force speed 0, freezes them in place. Now we're change that sleep to 1.5. Let's do 2. check a little bit more frequently. The problem is we can't execute do move too much because that can also mess with the AI. So let's try this. We have roughly 3 minutes left. This is longer than 30 minutes because, I forgot the timer, but, things happen. Okay, hopefully this works. We're gonna go ahead and do a really fast test. We have 2 minutes 40 seconds. Erase the clock here. I need to abide by that timer. So I can keep going on for 2 more hours. And I need to relax a little bit. So let's open up some of this. Personal Zeus. There's also a couple things I want to make a video about too. I don't have time to really talk about now. But I need to make a video showcasing some of the features. Yeah, just so I can put that up on the page. And it's hard to do because there's so many features. Maybe you guys can help me. There's so many freaking things this feels like, to me, it feels like it does. And I don't know how to present that in a clear and concise manner. How? How do you make a video that shows the features of it in a clear, concise manner that isn't long? That isn't like 40 minutes long. So, I mean, it's okay if it's longer, but I don't want it to be like 40 minutes long video. Just like that would not be good. Okay, so we're gonna try this again.
Ready.
We have that new script. Bam. Oop, that's blue 4 and blue 4. Don't want that. Let's get another rifle squad here. And these guys can't see, so I'm gonna tell these guys. Give these guys a second. You can see that Vcom activated, they went into staggered column. So I know that it's activated. Should be activated quite enough. Wait for him to at least get into position. Okay. And I give him a destroy waypoint, which does different things in Vcom. If you give your AI destroy waypoints, they will not generate extra waypoints. Okay? They will try to destroy, like charge in. These guys are a little careful, and what I need to do is enable Vcom and debug here. So I can see what is going on. Like he doesn't quite know to do.
On the way.
He just comes to a grinding halt right there. And he's not close enough to shoot. Okay. So why is he stopping?
Solid copy. On the way.
There might be some vanilla behavior right there, I don't know. It's kind of tough because this is AI without their FSM little packages that Bohemian wraps up. Okay, so we can see, oops, I should have watched these guys. We can see immediately working better. Okay. These guys looks like they just got suppressed enough just to lay straight down. You can see these waypoints being generated inside this building. Okay, he's going. These guys are just too heavily suppressed to move. They got hit pretty hard there. Okay, so they're pretty spread out. It's okay because they just got destroyed. And wow, vehicles are always tough. This guy, you can see he's actually running backwards. They're generating waypoints for them to go over here. Not gonna help because they're all dead. They are all indeed dead, and now he's dead. So we have, and our time's up. So I need to hold by that. Working on it. That was much better. I think I'm gonna keep working on this, and maybe the next video I do. I'm not sure. These are kind of tough to do sometimes. This is why I didn't think the real-time bug fixing could be fun to watch, because sometimes these issues just take too long to deal with. So what I'm going to do though is just leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.